Tom Jenkins, this was alluded to earlier on, RFID, radio frequency identification, I believe. Tom's here to tell us what it is and all about it. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Afternoon. There we are. I'll introduce myself. I'm Tom Jenkins. I'm one of the team of project managers at Blitz Communications based in Elstree in North London. We're widely acknowledged as the country's leading technical event staging company, and we've won the AV Awards Rental and Staging Company Award of the Year for the last 2 years running. We employ about 100 people at our bases in London and Manchester, and we're either sole supplier or preferred supplier at venues such as Earls Court and Olympia, Manchester Central, XL, the Natural History Museum, the Science Museum and the Saatchi Gallery. But enough about the company, I've only got 10 minutes. The reason I'm here is to tell you, an innovation called Event Metrics. There we go, I'll hold the clicker the right way around. Event Metrics is based on RFID technology, as it was so rightly pointed out. It's an acronym for Radio Frequency Identification. It's an umbrella term that covers a variety of technologies that can exchange data wirelessly using electromagnetic waves. It's been around for years. You all know things like key fobs and Oyster cards and stock management and pet tagging, like that cute little chap. We've seen contactless payment cards come in where you can buy low-value goods without having to put your card into a machine to read it. So they all use RFID. So how does it work? Using one of my favourite drinks as an example, it's a bit like putting a barcode on an item to identify it. The difference is that the RFID tag has a paper-thin aerial and chip circuit. Without going into too much detail, that's read by an RFID reader, which reads the electromagnetic waves and identifies the chip. It's a unique identifier globally. Key difference between barcode readers and RFID tags is that the barcode has to have line of sight. The reader has to have line of sight to the barcode to be able to read it, whereas FIDO, you can read him as he walks past. So there are a few environmental factors to take into consideration: liquids, metal surfaces, electromagnetic fields. So bearing in mind the human body's vastly made up of water, if somebody decides to stand in front of a RFID reader for a while and have a conversation, then they might block the signal and a couple of people might walk past your reader. So we're looking into overhead readers as well as freestanding, floor-standing readers. So we developed this technology in direct response to requests from our clients. Too frequently, clients have invested time and effort in organising events, and they've got no real solution for seeing the people's activity during the show. It provides a simple solution for tracking your attendees at an event. You can see who's there, see how many people are there, where are they, and how long have they been there. I'm sure you all can imagine knowing a bit more about people attending your event can be useful. So meet Martina. Hello, Martina. As you can see, she's got her name and her company printed on the badge, but you can put whatever information you want on there: her job title, her business sector, her favourite colour, whatever. You can put as much or as little data as you want to put on there, as you wish. And she's wearing her badge around her neck, as she should, and she walks past the reader. Go on, Martina, there you go. And the reader sees that she's passed and logs her on the system. She can go with her badge upside down. She can go with it in her lovely designer Gucci bag. Or if for some reason she's decided she wants to stuff it inside her bra, she can do that too. And it still reads it, no line of sight required. It's fine. We provide a complete solution from printing onwards. If your delegates are pre-registered, we can pre-print your tickets and have them ready on site when they arrive. Tracking on site, we provide data both in real time on the day and post-event, so you can see how your event went and use the information for planning future events. For example, if you can see that on day 3 only half the delegates at a conference went to the catering, you could use that information to plan your catering numbers for the next event and save yourself a packet, not over-cater for that event. Or if a particularly dynamic speaker can see in real time how many of a particular sector are in the audience, he can tailor his speech to that audience rather than just give the same old. So full colour badges, you can design your own badge. The printing is black and white on the badge, but the badge itself can be any colour you like, any colour of the rainbow. It all depends, I suppose, on the size and the nature of the event. I say you've got a few thousand people at an event, pre-printing, it would save an awful lot of time at registration, but you'd need a massive table and an army of helpers to hand 4,000 tickets out, badges. If you've got a ticketed event, you could maybe print the badges as they're picking their ticket up at the box office. So before the event, we'll have a detailed discussion with the client. We'll ascertain what information they need. We'll recce the event space, make sure that the readers are positioned. While the range on them is considerably better than a barcode reader, you would need to consider, if you're doing a large outside event, as I know many people here do, you would need to consider the range of the reader and how far apart they are. So we'd need to have a pretty detailed discussion about the positioning of the readers to make the system as accurate as possible. There are short-range readers. These obviously have to be manned like a barcode reader, but when you scan somebody's badge, you can then display information about them on the screen on the reader, and somebody could come up and ask where they should be next, where their next meeting is, where their next lecture is, where their next band is performing, whatever. That comes up on the reader. And likewise, there are freestanding printer readers, so you scan your badge and that can come up with your daily agenda, your personal agenda, your however much information you've taken at the beginning of the process, then that can all be displayed on there. So the readers connect to a controller via Cat5 cabling, which we can route cables in. We can use in-house cabling systems if it's available. It's not always available, but we can quite easily put that in as necessary, and then it's sent back to a central computer where all the data is collated. So there are obviously no two events are the same, and data's broken down into two sections. Real time, as I said before, you can see the data coming in through the computer in real time and see who's where and when. And there's post-event, so you can see how it's going to work for you in the future. Real-time reporting, again, we've already looked at this, and this is how it comes out. You can see what to expect. You can see Richard is in the building. You can see lights hanging out in the ballroom foyer, which, for example, one recent example where a speaker hadn't turned up at a conference, nobody knew where he was, he hadn't said hello to anybody, looked on the RFID and saw he was in a room watching a friend of his give a speech, so he could go in and find him and drag him out and put him where he should be. You can the post-event data that you can look at. You can organise it in any way you so desire. Sorry, I've lost my place slightly in my list. There we go. So you can see how long a delegate's in a session. You can see how many sessions he's visited, how long he's been there, which areas. You can see how long the accountant spent in the bar if you want to. Whatever information you want is absolutely tailorable to your own requirements. So beyond the event, the system can be used as a lead capture for trade shows and events. Attendee tracking at a presentation session, you can tell who has or hasn't attended in mandatory sessions, for how long they've been there. And as you can see who was where, when, and for how long, you can use the data to review your layout and use it in planning your next event. So if you're still asking why should I use RFID, here are some last key points. It's a bespoke solution. We designed the system. We can tailor it to your exact requirements. The tracking isn't limited to people. It's anything with a badge on it. You can track around the venue. You can tag your kit if you need to. It's unobtrusive, but it's powerful. And the data you get back from the system can prove invaluable, both in reviewing your event and in planning your next one. So that's that. I've had my 10 minutes. I hope you found it interesting, vaguely. And if you need any more information, please don't hesitate to contact me at Blitz or any one of the project managers. And thank you very much.